welcome to PSGL. It is season 28. I almost messed that up. It is F11 round 5 here at Netherlands at Zandvoort. I am Bryn. I am going to be alone tonight. I'm not joined by a single person, sadly. But let's get into this. So we are now on the loading screen waiting for qualifying to get started, and it seems to be a pretty clear session. But who knows what could happen at the start of the race? Could it be wet? Could it be dry? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. The Netherlands might throw some curveballs for us tonight. But let's get ready into session and watch the drivers all peel out the pit lane. So let's give a little reminder from the standings. So currently still leading the championship is Felix after having a DNF last week, unfortunately, after that incident. But still 3 straight wins to his name really gave him that advantage, meaning he's still 21 points ahead of his nearest rival, J. Tyler 46, which is, well, magnificent to say the least. And then you got Voigt, who is only 0, is exactly tied on points with J. Tyler. So whoever outscores each other, that's who's going to be leading. So we'll just have to wait and see. But the first car out on track does seem to be a Williams. Is that Davey? No, that is his teammate James Dovey. And I don't know why this had Davey, because he's in the pit lane. Maybe I need to get my eyes tested. Who knows? But we are ready tonight. We'll get underway for this session. As 2 drivers, J. Tyler and Sticky, choosing the medium tyres. The 2 Mercedes, I almost said the wrong name then, Mercedes drivers looking to go for the alternate strategy and be a bit different, to say the least. Anyway, let's go on board with James Dovey now as we head around the final corner, the banking, which was new for F1, but as we head now down towards turn 1, going at 323 kilometers an hour into T1, go for a wide exit, late apex exit on the exit of turn 1 as we head towards turn 2. Now the fast right-hander which goes into a tight banked left-handed hairpin now to turn 3 as we head around this curve. So we've got turn 4 here, this little king, then turn 5, then turn 6 this other way, then we've got turn 7, the fast corner, which is very easy to lose your back end through here. The AlphaTauri does seem to need to get out of the way, but now turn 8, very clean, 30.97 in sector 1. Now coming round turn 8, very clean towards turn 9, a very long corner. Tunetank getting a bit in the way there, giving a bit of dirty air, could cost the Williams some time there. But if we head down the second of the DRS straights, used up a lot of ERS to say the least. Jamie has now joined the session. I will say, Jamie, I don't think, oh no, Jamie did lag out, sorry. My fault there, I should have been actually paying attention. Anyways, we head round to the line now. DRS is now over and he boxes straight back into the pit lane. Next across the line will be a Renault Staber. Yep, crossing line now. That is a 9.2 banker from the Renault drive. That is not bad at all. J. Tyler goes with a 9.6 on the mediums, and then Dende with a 9.3 on the softs. And then Jimmy Allen with an 8.9 in that racing point. Come on, Jimmy Allen. We're looking for some good points as Voyance goes up into P2 with a 9.0. Now the times are starting to flood in. Riker with a 9.7. That's Harley going with a 9.1. Felix with a 9.2. Josh Sidney straight away with an 8.8. He's just like, come on, I'm fast. Sticky's done a 10.3 on them medium tyres. So straight away we're into the 8s, which is, well, magnificent. To say the least. Reds with a 9.244. Very close so far, but now let's try and find somebody on a lap. Tunetank is coming round turn 12 now as we head towards turn 13. Bit of a slow exit, but now coming around turn 13, letting the car run a bit wide, then pulling it tight for turn 14, going right on the bumper and banking, and then letting it run out wide. Right to the line, what can it be? That is P14 with a 10.666. Sign of the devil. But now Ace Phelps is also on a lap, but CPI Black Phoenix is later on in the lap, I will believe, coming towards turn 13 now. Going down to 4th gear, they are not on hot lap mode, so I'm going to gather they are not on a lap. Ace Phelps now coming through sector 1, a 30.3 for sector 1, coming through turn 8, sorry, now turn 9. looking very clean so far. Choosing fourth gear to keep the car stable. Oh, I'll say that's lap over my books there. But Black Phoenix is into the pit lane. Jamie is now onto a lap. We'll go on board. Coming towards turn 1 now. Chooses to take a very late apex as you do, and that is almost a spin, but still holds that car magnificently as we head towards turn 2. Now turn 3, the banked corner, which is very awkward and very easy to lock up, as I've learned many a time. But anyways, we head round turn 4 now. Turn 5 and turn 6. Then into turn 7, which is a very fast corner. Could lose back in very easy, as I already said, but very clean, I'll say. That is a 30.3 to 0 for sector 1. So we head towards turn 8 now, very clean, clipping the apex magnificently there. Then the car run out wide, then coming round to 50-metre board, turning in again for turn 9. Then DRS will be immediately opened again as we head down the second of the 2 straights around here at Zandvoort, braking when the curb starts, clipping the inside apex, then letting it run round for turn 12. Heading towards turn 13 now, braking around just after the 50-metre board. Back down to 5th gear, 6th gear, 7th. Pulling the car tight around turn 14, letting it run out wide. DRS will be enabled for the Haas driver. What can they do? And that is across the line to set a 9.5. We're now on board James Dovey, who is invalidated and backed off of their lap. Jay Tyler's on the mediums yet again, so that he's pretty confident right now that they can do very well. But let's get into this. So I'm just checking something. Let's see what the medium tyres look like on this Mercedes then, as we head towards turn 1. DRS open, as changing car for some recent game. Well done. Just if something new had occurred, well, that doesn't surprise me. But I'm just going to unplug something, but there we go, unplugged. But anyway, we head down towards... It's changed again. Why does it keep doing that? I haven't even done anything. And this is why we love this game. JK, can't wait for 2021. Codemasters in EA, actually make a good game for once, please. But I highly doubt that. Anyway, coming around to 9 now, looking very clean so far on the medium tyres. That racing... That... I think I really need to go spec savers at this point. Or as I do, Vision Express. But he's a 10th and a half up, coming through Sector 2, now into Sector 3, heading towards turn 13, choosing not to use the exit curb. Now we're going to brake just when the curb starts, letting the car flink in. Almost invalid, but pugging it tight now for turn 14, keeping it tight again. DRS enabled for the Mercedes driver, runs straight to the line. That is up to P10 on the medium tyres. We'll go on board with Voyance, who is now coming around turn... Oh my god, I've forgotten it. Typical of me. Turn 13 to 14 and come straight into the pit lane. Josh Sidney, the current provisional pole man, coming around. That is a Renault off back there. Anyway, won't question it. Coming through, they are 700s down in Sector 1. Surprised that wasn't an invalidation from the Haas there, but still, can they improve on this lap time, or will they end up backing off of it? Who knows? Davey, look at him, he's so close between the two. 15 thousandths between Josh Sidney and Davey. Does Josh pit in or does Josh stay out? Josh stays out, is he an improvement? Yes, it is. It's slight, but it is an improvement for Josh. But Davey is also on the lap. Let's go on board with this current pole contestant. He is 69 thousandths up, and yes, I had to say that. Coming through turn 8 now. Oh, that was a bit wide, but now let the car running kind of deep into turn 9, running it right up to the lag. DRS is now enabled for the Williams driver, braking at the curb, starting, locking up, going into there just to add to it. But now heading towards turn 13, let's see what he can do. Braking, throwing it in. Let's see what this Williams can do. Something you won't see in real life is a Williams contesting for pole, but who knows? What can Davey do? Can he beat him? Yes, he can, with a 7.92 in F11. Good going, Davey. We'll go on board Jimmy Allen, who is coming in the pit lane. James Dovey is coming in pit lane as well. We'll also try and find somebody. Riker, he's coming towards turn 13 now. What can they do? throwing that Renault into the corner now, letting it run wide slightly, pulling it tight for turn 14 now. As it round, DRS is now going to be enabled for the Renault driver. As the Haas comes into pit lane, what can they do? Go jumping up into P13. CBI Black Phoenix is coming into pit lane as well. Stiggy is currently on the lap, the second of the Mercedes on the soft tyres right now. What can they do? Of course, they didn't have the best of runs on the medium tyre. What can they hopefully bring out of this soft tyre? And will it be a huge improvement? Will it be a slight improvement? But anything for Stiggy will be good. So now coming, ERS is going to run out now. DRS open as he crosses the line. Now it's going to be P16 with a 9.795. So there's a second between P16 and P1. That is a close grid, if I do say. Ace Phelps is on a lap right now as he comes around turn 1 towards turn 2. Now the French driver in the Alpine very much would want to be like Pierre Gasly, I guess, have a good season, maybe even get a win at some point. But now as we head through turn 4, 5 and 6 before we head towards the fast turn 7, holding 7th gear as we come into turn 7 now, letting the car run very fast through there. What can they do? They are 1.5 tenths up right now. Not 1.5, 1. Yeah, I think I need a bit of a glasses check, but we'll gloss over that. We'll carry on. Anyway, what can they do in Sector 2? They are 8 tenths up. This could possibly be L9.3. Could they get up into the top 10, hopefully? Or could they just be outside of that zone? What can they do going into this final corner now? Coming round, gonna get a bit of a distant slipstream from the Mercedes, but holding 7th as long as possible. That is only P15, must have lost quite a bit of time in that final sector now. But anyway, let's go and find somebody else on a lap. Jay Tyler's now on the softs, pushing, gonna want to be doing his best possible. 2 tenths up already in sector 1. Looking very stable, that Mercedes is. Coming through turn 8 now, towards turn 9. Braking, using 3rd gear, going straight back up to 4th now. DRS is now enabled for the Mercedes driver, heading down the second of the straights. No, that is 3 tenths up. That is looking very good. What can they do in this final sector, though? 2nd gear to get that extra rotation as we head towards turn 13. Braking, throwing that car in. Oh, what a shame. That is a backed off lap for Stabler as well. Many drivers on backed off laps. Vines isn't, though. He is currently coming down the second of the straight. It's just about to end sector 2. What can he do? That is 2 tenths up right now. Could that be an 8 possibly? Could that even beat Davey coming into this final sector? What can Vines do? Cause fighting for P2 in the championship, still 21 points behind Felix. So Felix is looking pretty good in the championship. Who knows? Felix has got very good race pace, although he's not doing currently very well in qualifying, as that is an 8.46 for Vines. Jimmy Allen's currently on the lap as we head through turn 12 towards turn 30 now in that racing point. Braking at 4th gear, 5th gear, 6th now. Coming around the final corner, pulling it tight. DRS is now enabled for the Mercedes powered racing point. I always said Mercedes, don't worry, I didn't though. James Dovey now is currently 2 tenths up, coming through turn 8 towards turn 9. What can they do? Is Reds, I think, is going to be close to the line. Yes, he is. DRS is now enabled. Oh, that is validation. So go back on board with James Dovey, who is currently 2 tenths up. Black Phoenix could get in the way though. Will he get in the way? Or will he back off? No, Black Phoenix is staying ahead, because Black Phoenix is actually on a lap, supposedly. So we'll go on board with Black Phoenix. How far up are they? They are 8 tenths down, so I imagine they'll be pitting in this lap, but no, they're going for another lap it seems. But what can they do? They stay there, but James Dovey goes up to P2, makes it a Williams 1-2. Whoa, something we haven't seen in years, but is magical to see, as my voice is starting to be a bit like, you want to speak? No. Now Reds is still on another invalid run. We'll try and find somebody on a run right now who is good. Davey, oh, he's in the pit. I think we'll go on board with the current championship leader, and we'll see. how it all goes. Coming across the line, that is a 9.2 back, 9.28. Some, oh, okay, game. But anyway, let the car run on now. Coming towards turn 2, what can the Red Bull driver do? On in 5th, coming down to 3rd gear now. Very smooth through the hairpin, getting on the power as early as possible. Gonna want to have a very good lap right now as we come through turn 5, turn 6, towards turn 7, the very fast turn 7. Going down 6th gear, hooking that car up, letting it run onto the curb, pulling it round. That is a 10th up for the Red Bull. Could we see a Red Bull in the front row? Could we see him do well? Wanted him to keep his championship lead, of course, which I'm going to put a betting down. He will, because he is basically a win and a bit ahead of everybody else. So no matter what, Felix is currently safe, but they are 2/10ths up right now. Could they be going up into the P4, maybe getting onto the 2nd row of the grid as we come towards turn 13? Throwing that Red Bull in, running right onto the curb, now pulling it tight for turn 14. DRS will be enabled now. And now what can they do? ERS is now run out. That's his P2 for the Red Bull driver and the current championship leader. As we are currently in the last minutes of qualifying, 10 viewers. Let's see who's closest to starting to lap. And I think that is going to be a Mercedes, and that is Stiggy. So what can the Stiggy do? The 2nd driver at Mercedes coming across the line now to start the lap as we come towards turn 1. We'll go off board with him and watch him. Josh Sidney with an 8.656. What a lap, pushing Davey down to P2 and Felix to P3. Davey's probably going to have to respond to this and come out now. Unless he can make it in time, hopefully. But I doubt he might not at this time. But anyways, we head through turn 5, turn 6. Now towards turn 7, that Mercedes planted right now, flying through there. That is going to be 66 thousandths up in sector 1, coming through turn 8 now towards turn 9, locking up in turn 9 in fact to add to it. Now DRS is now enabled for that Mercedes AMG Petronas F1 car, the W11, coming down the another 800ths up in sector 2. Could they possibly get up into a P16 and take it off a Aceto? This will be their final run of the session, throwing that Mercedes in and almost getting invalid, but they are very lucky there. Coming around turn 14 now, letting the car run out. DRS is now enabled, and that seems to be P17 still. But Harley JL, no, that's not Harley JL, that is his teammate of CPI Black Phoenix, is about to start a lap. The Renault of Riker is about to finish the lap. What can they do? That is P13. We'll try and find Harley as we come through turn 14 now. Harley, DRS is now open for the Alfa Romeo. What can he do? Stays P8. As now the McLaren of Voince is going to... No, that's his teammate. Voince, you've got 12 seconds, lad. Start your lap. Aero Specialist goes up into P10, stays there. Let's see if any changes happen in these next few moments. Dende is currently coming through turn 14. Josh Sidney. Jay Tyler now retires from the session. But Dende is going to pit in now at the end of this lap. Ace Phelps is currently on a lap right now, coming through, braking, going through turn 11, turn 12 now. Very good camera angle from there. So towards turn 13, throwing that Alpha Tauri in. Coming through turn 14 now, pulling it very tight. DRS will be enabled now for the Alpha Tauri. What can they do? Ace Phelps jumping up too. Staying P15. Riker's going to pit in at the end of this lap. But what can Davey do to respond to Josh Sidney? And he's not up, and he's gone off. Voince is the next competitor. Can Voince come back at this and have an attack? Coming through turn 13 now, towards turn 14, letting that car run very wide, keeping it nice and tight in that McLaren. DRS is now enabled, heading to the line. What can they do? Jumping up to P2. That was a lap and a half. Davey is dropping down to P4 after being on provisional pole initially, with Jimmy Allen just ahead of him. Well, that was certainly a good qualifying session. Whole grid separated by 2 seconds, but if you Klaus first to 19th, only 1.3 seconds. That is a close grid, and that is something we all love to see. Get ready to go into the race soon, which get for all the drivers to basically get back into the pit lane and everything and get their cars sorted out ahead of the race. I'll run you through the grid in one momento. Here we go, Josh Sidney on pole position for the Haas team. We've seen Josh on pole already this season. Can he keep up his form this time and actually do well in the race, or will he crumble like in Singapore? But P2 to Voyance, P3 Jimmy Allen, P4 Davey, P5 Felix, the current championship leader, P6 James Dovey, P7 Staber, P8 Jamie, P9 Harley, P10 Aero Specialist, rounding out the top 10. And now outside the top 10, getting free choice of tyres is Reds, Dende, Jay Tyler, Riker, Ace Phelps, Warren Haig, Cito, Stiggy, CPI Black Phoenix, and rounding off back of the grid, Tunetank, retiring early on in the session. Let's get on into the race. Looking also good right now. Currently some issues in PSGL PC right now, but now the drivers, it seems to be a dry race, which is interesting. Just interesting. Because it could have gone anyways, but it might even rain at the end of the race, who knows. Whatever happens, happens at this point. We'll have to wait and see now. So, drivers are now ready. As we've got somebody in the chat, who is this? Hello, is it Friso Stolk, if that's how you say your name? Hello. As we are waiting to get this session underway. Just got to send somebody a quick message about something. But the drivers, let's get all the information up. Sup? Hello, hello, hello. Good enough. Sorry if I said it wrong, like, be free to try and tell me in a text way of how to pronounce your name. But anyway, so we've got soft tyres for the top 10. We've got medium for Reds, medium for Dende, medium for Riker, medium for Ace Phelps, medium for Warren, and medium for Black Phoenix. But Tunetank and Jay Tyler on the softs, and Sticky and Cito on the hard tyres, going for a complete reverse strategy. We'll get underway. Josh Sidney is currently on pole position, getting ready to start this race. Coming around turn 13 now. Voyance holding back a bit from Josh to hopefully cool his tyres down a bit. But the thing is with this game, when you're on the grid, your tyres do not go down in temperature unless you've been disqualified. Supporting Warren Haig today, racing PSGL F4 way back. The day when PSGL had not so many tiers, when we've currently now got, 12 tiers plus 13 if you think about it, because we've got the classic tier, 14 if you think about PC as well. But of course this is PS4, we've got 13 tiers here. So let's do this and let's get into this race. The grid is now forming up and we'll get ready to start this race. It's now we wait for the two AlphaTauri and the Alfa Romeo to line up on the back of the grid. Can we get a better camera angle, please? As we now, come on, give us a better camera angle game, please, oh please, can we get a game? Come Come on. Here we go. 4, 5, 6 red lights now, and it's lights out, and away we go. It's a very slow start for Josh there in a way, but now if you look down the grid, Foynes is already up the inside going towards turn 1 now, looking very good. The McLaren's going to hold the inside line. Will Davey follow suit and follow through? Yes, he will, but look at Jimmy Allen, he's holding side by side. Felix 1 is looking for a move, running a bit onto the curb there. He's going to send it around the outside, is James Dovey. James Dovey going around the outside now, but there's a bit of action going to the back. Jay Tyler is currently side by side with Foynes, his teammate, Aero Specialist. Currently fighting for P11, is going to back off of it, but now Felix 1 and Jamie going side by side into turn 7, heading towards the end of section 1 and turn 8, sorry, and then turn 9. Caught this some action already. He's just off the start. It is lap 1, but Jay Tyler has got past Aero Specialist, who's also being attacked by Dende going around the outside. Is he going to get the run? Yes, he is on the medium tyres, but they're going to go 3 wide for a bit there. But now 2 wide coming down towards turn 11. Red's going to force a bit of space there to Jay Tyler. Jay Tyler's going round the outside of turn 11. Very unconventional from the Mercedes driver, but that is up to point. But now that is Dende there around. They have had a bit of a half spin, by the seems thing, as Tunetank does back off of it. But it's a very good start for Jay Tyler then, the Mercedes driver. Of course, this is not realistic performance, but geez, that was a very fire start to say the least. But that is Aero Specialist already into the pit lane, and it is not DRS enabled, and nor that is just a game glitch. But anyway, the McLaren is starting to pull away from Josh Sidney just a little bit. Of course, drivers are not going to want to be using their ERS because it's going to be a waste at this point. Look at Jamie, he's wasting his ERS. You're not going to gain it back, mate. You need to save it. But anyway, the drivers are all padding through turn 7 now as we head the end of sector 1 towards turn 8. Gosh, this very been an unconventional start to this race. Jay Tyler already being up quite a few positions, but let's get the position changes up. Foynes up a position, Davey up, James up, Jamie is up, but Jay Tyler currently up the most positions, up by 4. But Aero Specialist is down 10 positions after starting P10. He's already down into P20, but Stiggy and Tunetank at the back of the grid are going side by side, and Tunetank has backed off of it as the game does not let me go on board with Tunetank right now. But we'll look throughout the grid. There's a bit of action going to go on between Staber and Ace Phelps, I think, because they're very close right now. Let's see what's going to happen. Hello people in the chat, let's get on with this. Ace Phelps is still ahead at stable, but that is CPR Black Phoenix and Cito going side by side. Black Phoenix got the better run there because of course the medium tyres will be quicker than the hard tyres at this point in the race, but give it, what, 18 laps, then mediums will start dying off and then hards will start coming in and the drivers will start feeling the pain. The softs will last for about 12 laps before, well, you would have to pit in and get rid of them and go onto the hard tyres till most likely the end of the race. It's going to be a one-stop strategy predicted, soft to hard for the inside top 10, outside top 10 medium to hard, or even medium to soft for the hard runners out there. But as Jarf would say, Lando Norris's ex-teammate would say, the Red Bull and the Mercedes have gone hard. As now that is Warren Hagen and Dende going very much close to each other. Dende gets a very good run on the exit there, but it's about saving that ERS and not wasting it all. It's lap 3 out of 36. I don't know why I said 20, just because I'm so used to it being a 20 lap race. But anyway, DRS is now enabled for the racing point, using a bit of ERS, going towards turn 1 now. It's going to be a late braking move, but there's also some action up at the front. That is Staber and Ace Phelps going a bit side by side back then. But that is Dende back up to P14. CBI Black Phoenix so is on the back of this fight and he wants to get involved. He wants to claw away at them and force them into mistakes. But anyway, very action-packed right now. Josh Sidney still within 4/10 of points. The McLaren driver, DRS, is now enabled for the Haas driver. Something you wouldn't see in real life, a Haas fighting for P1. Josh Sidney, though, keeping his pace. Something that in Singapore he actually struggled to do after starting on pole position. Still keeping with the pole man. But anyway, it can all change in pit lane. It can all change pit lane. Foynes running slightly wide then. That could be a warning for the McLaren drive. If I had my co-coms with me tonight, as Josh Sidney has now gone for the move for P1, going down the inside, but now it's going to be some action hopefully back here as we see Jamie looking at it, defending off Jay Tyler. But that is Staber, it's already into the pit lane. Is there damage to that Renault? Let's see. Yes, there is. There's an M plate missing from that Renault right now. Not a good race for Staber after having a very good race last time out. Down into P19 is not what he wanted. But anyway, now Felix 1, the current championship leader by 21 points, is looking pretty healthy right now. It's just about conserving them tyres until the pit stop and seeing what's going to happen. But Josh Sidney has started to pull away from Vines. Obviously, must have better pace on them soft tyres. So maybe something to gloat about. He's actually got pace in the race for once. I know I should be saying this, but he's definitely been a quali merchant for the first start of this season. So to see him doing well, it's very good. Let's look down the grid. Is there any action? Reds is only a 10th behind Harley. He's going to go for the move into off into the lift there. But they're going to send it on the brakes. Yes, they are keeping the inside line for turn 1. Inside line is much better than trying to hold it around the outside. And Harley's going to really have to back off of this. But, oh, he's going to keep it there. He's going to have to back off now, though. That is a position taken. And now the grid is starting to separate just a little. It's starting to calm down a bit. We've still got 30 laps left of this race. Sorry, my voice is not the best to say the least. Yeah. But now heading through turn 8. He's going to be pushing after Jay Tyler, who started on the soft, so he's currently stuck behind Jamie. That is almost a bit of a spin then, getting on the auto spin curve, as we'd call it. Heading down towards turn 11, which then straight to turn 12. We've got a bit of a DRS train here forming at Zandvoort. What is it with this game and DRS trains? It seems to be the most common thing in league racing, is a DRS train, but Jay Tyler using up all the ERS now. He's going to have none left for the rest of this race. Felix 1's going to look for the move down the inside of James Dovey. He's going to brake later than James Dovey. Yes, he is. And that is the move done. But Davey's got in deep as well, up ahead. But that is the move done for Felix up into P5. But Riker and Ace Phelps go side by side. Oh, they're managing to keep it very good side by side now. Heading down towards turn 2, sorry. That was very odd for me to forget a corner name then. Not name, number. But now Warren Haig has got Cito right on the back of him, Staber with the fastest lap of this race. 11.7 on the medium tyres. Of course, Saber being sat in P19 on them fresh mediums will be having to pit in it again. But Jamie is right on the back of James Dovey. Seems to be a bit, like I said, DRS train. Oh, James Dovey's made a mistake. They're going to go side by side down towards turn 11 now. What's going to happen? Is Jamie going to hold it? No, Jamie backs off of it, but James does go in a bit deep. The two Jamie and James, so slightly closer names, but not 100%. But Felix is catching to the back of Jimmy Allen now. Maybe Felix is starting to come in now with his insane race pace, catching up to the Mercedes powered race. You know what? I might as well just call it a pink Mercedes at this point. I've really given up calling it a racing point. But as Cito's got a 3-second time penalty added on to the rest of the race. Jay Tyler goes up into P7 in front of Jamie now, going to be chasing down after James Dovey. Very good start so far. But Felix is right at the back of Jimmy Allen now. It is really, really, really close between them. It's looking good right now, to say the least. I'm just going to give myself a moment to compose, and then we'll get back into it. Currently got 9 viewers on the stream. But now that's Reds and Jamie. Oh, contact between the Ferrari and the Haas. And that is a Ferrari off into the gravel with Aerospec. He's got a 3-second time penalty as well now, being sat down in P18. Now the yellow flags are cleared. But that's Felix right on the back of Jimmy still. but apart from that, it has come down. Oh, that is a spin. Oh, nice, driven straight back into the wall and reversing back on track. That is not the safest thing to do, Harley. You know you're ghosted, but still, not a safe things to do. Black Phoenix and Harley now. Just 1 second while I do something. Warren Haig is right side by side with Harley right now. Harley has got damage, but Cito is right in the back of Warren. Going side by side down towards turn 11. Oh, and he sent it on Harley and caused a bit of contact there, but now Cito's going to take this advantage, go turn the inside of turn 12 towards turn 13, and that is him not getting the move completed. Oh, now it's going side by side down turn 14. That is something that's really hard to do. Voyance only 5/10 behind Josh Sidney. It's been very close between them all right now. Felix has still got quite a bit of pace on them softs. Dearest is now enabled, catching to the back of Jimmy Allen a bit there. But some great news going on right now with everything. There's now my headset starting to play up. As I'll be 1 second, because my headset's just playing up. I'm gonna have to unplug something. That is Josh Sidney and Jimmy Allen into the pit lane now. They are filing in. So we are on lap 11. But they're going to drop down to P11 and P12. Yes, they are P11 and P12 now. But on the fresh tyres. Very good exit there from Jimmy Allen. Tunetank into pit lane as well, down to P18. Well, Voyance is now leading this race with Felix catching to the back of Davey. Felix seeming very, very competitive on these tyres right now. Of course, mediums can last for about 20 laps. I mean, if Felix wants to try it, he could try taking these for another 4 laps. I doubt that he will because it's hard, but if he's got the pace on the tyres, because he has, to be honest, he could go onto the mediums to the end of the race. But who knows, he might pit in this lap for the hard tyres and take him to the end instead of taking a risk. Me personally, I'll take a risk and I would go for something a bit sketchy. But that's just me. As he does peel into the pits this lap following Voyance. It's going to be a very late braking manoeuvre, but where will this put him out? Down to... James Dewey gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding into pit lane. Could this be a good stop for Red Bull? The number 72 coming out very quickly. That is a very good... But getting held by the Haas there. Oh, the Haas quite a bit of time. James Dewey gets his front wing repace as well. But Felix is still behind Voyance. It's Jimmy Allen has jumped Felix in the pit lane. But Voyance is still in P7, who has also been jumped by Josh Sidney. Interesting. But now only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 drivers that still need to pit in again. Sorry, that took me a minute to get my maths worked out. But Davey's got to pit in this lap. He's losing a load of time. He's probably going to be jumped by most people at the end of this lap. But seems to be going up into mode 4 as he does pit in. Now mode 1, which is going to be lean on the Williams steering wheel, down to 80 k's into the pit lane. Where will Davey come out as reds? Riker, Ace Phelps and Dende stay out on the medium tyres. They'll most likely pit in onto the hards pretty soon, but Davey now dropping down to 4th, 5th. coming out the pit lane now already. It's a very good stop. But is Felix going to come out ahead? Felix going to most likely push to try and get out ahead of Davey, but no, Davey just stays ahead. So Josh Sidney net P1, Voyance net P2, Jimmy Allen net P3 with Davey in P4. So Davey has lost a net position if you think about it. But we'll have to see what happens. We're looking very good. Lap 13 out of 36, 23 laps left to go in this race. As that is Staber. Staber's rounding into the wall. Could this be a mid-session safety car or virtual safety car because of the debris on track now? What can be done about this? Has taken out a board as well. That is... Hello, Sam. Hello. You right, mate? Just a bit casual there, coming off of the stream. But Staber seems to have lost this race now. They were sat towards the back of the grid with them old mediums after having to pit in lap 7, lap 6 with damage. But anyway, we've got the 4 drivers that are currently out in the lead being chased down by Josh Sidney, Voyance, Jimmy Allen, Felix 1, Davey W and Jay Tyler slightly behind. But Felix, to note, has got past Davey. So obviously on the heat of them tyres, Davey did struggle. But we'll see how the rest of this race does form out, because of course the top 4 still need to... What's the voice box? Dying, as you can hear. That's the problem with this. Is that I love it to bits, it's like doing commentating, but it kills your voice and it does help if you have a drink. And that is a McLaren. That is Aero Specialist in the wall. That is the second car to go off just after turn 7. Seems like maybe they're losing the back end, it could be. That's all I can think of right now. A loss of rear stability. Maybe could be doing with some more better rear suspension setup or even more rear downforce. But anyway, this Ace Phelps and Riker going side by side into turn 1 now, battling it out for P2 on track right now. As that is Ace Phelps up into position, but Riker's still going to hold it around the outside. A nice position back to Riker. As Ace Phelps is in the wall! Oh my god! That is anticlimactic. At that I had to mute my mic. Josh Sidney up into P4, going to be chasing down after Dende now. Only 3 drivers up in the front, they're going to need to pit in. Lap 15 out of 36, 21 laps left to go. But let's just give a little bit of a reminder of what is currently also going on in PSGL right now. If you look at our channel, we have currently got PSGL PC tier, which is currently being led by... I can't see. I can't see right now, but if you want to go and watch it, go and have a look at it. Sorry, I just hit my mic. But also, if you haven't, drop a subscription and like this video. Sorry, this stream, sorry. But, yeah, little going on right now. It seems that the grid's just, these top 4 drivers are really having to work together. As now we've got Jimmy, Davey, Dende and Riker into the pit lane, but Reds is still staying out. Red still yet to pit. The Ferrari doing something it wouldn't do in real life, leading a race. Yeah. Put my teeth in. I'm not an old man. Listen, I mess up my words sometimes. It's because you're trying to get them out, and it's just like you gotta rush getting them out. But anyway, Felix 1 is right on the back of Jimmy Allen in that pink Mercedes. Of course, being chased down by the Red Bull. 3rd gear now, coming through turn 9. Going to be DRS now for the Red Bull. They've got similar amounts of ERS. Felix just a little bit more, but we'll have to see what happens as this race now evolves, because most drivers have made their final pit stop, excluding Warren, Reds, and Sticky, and Harley, and Tunetank, who is still in his pit again. Tunetank and Harley must be doing 2-stop strategies, which is bold, but I can see why. Who knows, we'll have to see what happens. Reds staying out for another lap. Could Reds be doing the said impossible, taking the mediums for a long time and trying to even go into the soft tyres. Hey ho, it could be possible, but it is a very, very hard strategy to complete in this game, considering, well, tyre wear is very high around Zandvoort. And that is Black Phoenix and Warren Haig into the pit lane. Now coming out of the pit lane to Black Phoenix in P15. Going out. I'll have to try and go up the grid now. Felix 1 is currently still 4 tenths behind Jimmy Allen, who is net P3 right now. Of course, Red's yet to pit in, which is, of course, costing him time, but it isn't costing him much. He's still 6.5 seconds ahead of Josh Lindley, who has already pitted in, as Red stays out for yet another lap. Seems to be going pretty quick on the medium tyres right now and pushing it as long as possible on them mediums to maybe even go for the soft strategy. That is Sector 1, that is Staber out of the session now. Could that be a safety car, and could this give Reds a huge opportunity? Seems to be no safety car right now. It's too late for a safety car, because it of course is off track, and it's VSC. Most drivers will probably try and save up some ERS here, and Reds, if this goes on for long enough, could even use this advantage to pit. This gives me a minute as well. That's the main bonus about like a safety car or a virtual safety car. It just gives me a moment to be like, and relax. How much time to lose on pit stop? So it can be between anywhere between 18 and 20 seconds around most tracks. I think it's around 24 seconds here at Zandvoort. So we'll have to wait and see. So he will come out around P. Let's have a look at this leader. So yeah, he will come around P10. I'm going to put a bet in, and he does pit in. It's still under virtual safety car conditions. So that is a Ferrari into pit lane, and we'll be going on to hard compound to the end of the race. That is Ferrari coming out very quick there. Can Ferrari actually do a good stop? Oh my Jesus! Ferrari have done a good pit stop. But that, I would say, has done good, but it hasn't done good for Reds, because it ended at the wrong point. If the safety car had ended just there, but he has come out in P7, because that VSC was helping. But now that's Aero Specialist out straight away after the VSC. Can we see a safety car possibly? Oh dear. Might be another virtual safety car, but we'll have to wait and see right now, because we don't know what's going to happen. But it's too late to be a safety car. It's just going to be yellow flag, I think. I think it's going to stay under the yellow flag conditions through Sector 2. Yes, and now we're going back onto green flag. They have cleared that McLaren off track very quickly, which is one thing I don't like about this game in a way. They clean things up too quickly, the Marshals do. It's not very realistic in that sense. But the Red Bull is chasing down after that pink Mercedes. My nose is... Give me 1 second. Sorry about that, just had to sort my nose out. But anyway, now seeing drivers mostly made their final pit stops, apart from Harley and Warren. Our specialist now leaving the session after crashing out. Ooh, as that is Jimmy Allen getting passed by Felix 1, and Felix 1 back up into the podium positions. This is just going to help Felix extend his lead now. This is absolute magical Felix. If he can keep this going till the end of the race, who knows, if Felix gets another win, well, might as well say the championship's his at this rate. Of course, 21 points ahead of everyone else. But let's just have a quick reminder of the point situation and how the points are delivered. So it's not like normal F1, how you have the standard 25, 18, 15. In PSGL, the point system works like 16, 12, 10, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, down to 10th place. So, of course, point system is a lot closer, so a lot closer racing. So if you put that into, if you think about it, Felix 1 can lose another race, and Jay Tyler can win, and still, he will stay in front of the championship. But little action right now. It seems to be another DRS chain for a little bit, unless we get some huge, like, odd safety car come out of nowhere. Hopefully, we'll have to wait and see. now Voyance is only a tenth going side by side with Josh as we head towards turn 2. Has to back off of it. The McLaren and the Haas now starting to battle for the lead to see who is going to get this position. Because Voyance is now chasing down after. Looking very good right now for most drivers. Of course, only 2 drivers on the grid still got a penalty in this race. So we'll have to wait and see who can win this, because of course it's going to have to be on track and not on penalties. DRS will now be enabled for Voyance. It's getting very cloudy here in Holland, in the Netherlands, sorry. Same thing, but not at the same time. Three tenths behind Josh is Voyance still. Felix 1 though is just watching on with this battle right now. Hopefully hoping to pick up the pieces if anything does happen between the two. Let's just have a look at Discord. Being atted by Lucas Blakely. It's Discord, but anyone will ignore that. $14 laps left to go now of this race. Getting a bit boring because there's little positions being on right now, but Voyance is still on the back of Josh Sidney and could take that position, but Felix is like, I'm going to pick up from the pieces of this. Could we see the top 2 crash? That could be certainly interesting. That could create some huge commotion. But Josh Sidney is still leading a race. After getting pole position last time and dropping down to 8, I didn't think I'd be saying that, but still. Very close between them right now. And it's very chilled between the whole grid because everybody's just seemed to slot in and just chill. So we'll just go on some outboard shots and just watch this. Oh, that's a lock up for Josh Sidney, losing a bit of time there. That is Voyance now catching up even more in the McLaren. So maybe me saying getting calm, it's really not, it's just getting better. I do race in PSGL, I race in PSGL F5, so this is F11. So the way it works is that you've got F1, which is the quickest, and you've got F12, which is the slowest. So this is F11, which is basically second from the lowest tier, but still create some, I would say the lowest tiers create the best racing, but I'm currently sat in PSGL F5, so there you go, Sam, there's my answer. I do race, but I also race on PC. But anyway, we'll just slot on board. Voyance is starting to lose time to Josh Sidney, but Felix is right on the back of Voyance. DRS is now enabled, ERS is enabled. Felix is going to go for the move into turn 1 on Voyance. Voyance is also using little ERS, but that is Felix gone on the inside. Voyance is going to try and hold it around the outside, but that is Felix up into P2. That is 12 points now added onto it, and that's going to be a 23-point gap between him and Voyance now. If Felix gets another win, well, little say this could be certainly interesting. But that is Tunetank in the wall, reversing back onto track to try and get back going as driving backwards to then. You good there? Are you go? Okay, we'll just gloss over that. We'll just never mind. They're just driving around very slowly. But Tunetank staying out of the way. The driver's course ghosted because under blue flag conditions right now. But Felix 1 is catching up to the back of Josh Sidney with 12 laps left to go this race. Maybe Josh Sidney's pushed too hard in this race to the point of his tyres are starting to die off. But anyway, Felix 1 is saving his ERS, but Voyance is also saving ERS. It's getting very dark here in the Netherlands. Tunetank gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Just what you wanted. Because I'm getting notifications from somewhere that I don't even know. Well done, Discord. We'll continue on. Felix 1 is catching to the back of that Haas now. It is getting closer and closer. Of course, Felix 1 is catching to the back of Josh Sidney through the mid-sector. He does lose a bit of time, but that's due to the dirty air will be hindering them. Which, to be honest, if he is losing time in the middle section, which he is, I don't worry about it, because it's going to happen. Oh, it's getting darker and darker in the Netherlands, but here you go. He's going to go for the move on Josh Sidney. Josh Sidney's going to take the inside line into turn 1. Jamie gets a 3-second time penalty. That's his move complete, but Josh Sidney's got the inside line. The inside line is very good. And there you go, Felix is back up into lead of this race. And Felix leading the race. But no, that is Jay Tyler. He's round and lost a lot of time there. Now he's got Reds right behind him. And could we see rain in the race? Oh, this is certainly adding a bit of spice. 10 laps left to go. Could we see some droplets towards the end? This could entice a lot of things. But anyway, sector 1, that is currently a slow Ferrari of Warren Hay, but is now back going after a slight spin. But Felix 1 is starting to pull away from Josh, losing time. Of course, you have to wait 6 behind now. I think this is going to be it for a while, unless something special can actually happen. I doubt it. Harley now getting up past Ace Phelps in turn 9, but Ace Phelps is going to come back at him. Of course, Harley with damage. There we go, Ace Phelps up into P15. We'll go back to Oswald Lee. Josh is really pushing to give it a fierce one. Warren Haig with a 3-second time penalty. Oh, looking very, very better for Felix. But CBR Black Phoenix and Cito battle. Oh, no, Cito in the pit lane, I am sorry. I should have paid more attention. 27 out of 36. 9 laps left to go. As well, let's watch on board more and more. As now we've got 4 drivers into pit lane. Bolting onto the soft tyres now to the end of the race. Ooh, Felix is pulled Josh out of his DRS now. Voyance is right behind Josh. And it's going to go for the move into turn 1. Josh ran out of ERS now as we head down Main Straight, and that is a move done for Voyance and Felix into P1, Voyance P2. So at this rate, Felix will extend his lead to 25 points in the championship, as long as he keeps this position up. We'll have to wait and see. As I keep saying, it's never over until the checkered flag drops. Voyance is really pushing now to catch back up to Felix. Now Voyance is catching the back of Felix, is in DRS now, but Felix is most likely going to be saving ERS as they're catching up to the back of Harley to lap him. It's because they've already lapped Warren Haig and Tunetank, something you don't see every day. Cars getting lapped in a 50% race. As I've got another Discord notification, please tell me if I actually got... No notification again. I keep getting... Bruh. 7 laps left to go in this race. Felix 1 pulled more gap again to Voyance. It's going to be little action now because I think the grid has spaced out apart from Davey, who's currently starting P5, chasing down after Jimmy Allen and Jamie right on the back of Reds, who's right on the back of Jay Tyler. We'll have to see what happens and what unfolds in these next 7 laps. Coming towards the end of this race now. This is certainly interesting. So watch on board. Slightly quieter, but Stiggy sets the fastest lap of this race, an 11.0. We're on final corner. Voyance is within 6/10 of Felix now. But now Reds has got Jay Tyler inside. Cito is in front of Ace Phelps. So that was a yellow flag then. I don't know. Jay Tyler's being passed by Reds now. It's a matter of will he lose more time and lose positions to Jamie now. As Jamie's right on the back. As Jamie's gone down the inside of turn 3 and doesn't make the move 6, sadly. But now, not got long left to go with this race. 6 laps left. Felix is leading us away from Phelps going out the pit lane now, getting lapped by Felix. That is 3 cars in this race now. Is Harley lapped? No, Harley is still out safe. But Jay Tyler has got back past Reds. As Jamie has dropped off pace a bit, seems to be. But Reds is still fighting against Jay Tyler. Because of course, P6 is a lot, it's 5 points. Which could go to a lot of things right now. Who knows what happened? 5 laps. Felix is going to be pushing that car to keep ahead of the McLaren of Foynes. Davey is now 4/10 behind Jimmy Allen, who hasn't got DRS. He's a bit too far back though to get a move. Look like to get sort. Reds has got DRS on Jay Tyler. Not using ERS. It's going to be too far back, I would say. But it still might have a look for the move around the outside now. Going into turn 1, making contact as Jay Tyler's just going to force him out to the curb and off track. That was far from clean, to say the least. Far from clean right now. But it's heating up in PSGL PC right now between Barry Burmount, Jan Ottomir and Nicholas Matteo. So if you all want to go and have a look at that, don't worry. But anyway, we'll carry on with this race. Voyance is catching to the back of Voyance as Voyance is catching back of Voyance. Well done, bro. Very, just well done. This one here, Felix 1 is being caught by Voyance a little bit. Maybe it's a sign of he's got a bit more pace towards the end of this race. But 4 laps left to go. It'll be 3 laps after this. That is sector 3 yellow flag. That is a Ferrari round of Warren Haig. As that is sector 2, sector 3 yellow flag. Sector 3 yellow flag now. And will we get clean back onto racing? Yes, we will. But now Jay Tyler's far enough ahead of both Jamie and Reds to be safe, but Voyance is catching to the back of Felix. I think Felix is starting to lose it a bit there now. Maybe he needs a bit more encouragement and out them tyres. Seems to be struggling, to say the least. Ooh, could Voyance get the win? Could Vines take it off of Felix in this later stages of the race? DRS is now enabled. Oh, he's very close. He might get him down the main straight. Felix, of course, going to want to use his ERS soon. Going to have 2 laps left after next lap. So, who knows? It can all unfold. Going to go into lap 34 any minute now. There'll be no driver interview, sadly, but as long as Voice doesn't get a penalty and can get ahead of Felix, it will be his race to win and will claw back a bit of time, but still too far behind going into turn 1 this time. But now Davey has got past Jimmy Allen into turn 1. Jimmy Allen almost running to the back of Davey, in fact. But that is a move done. Davey into P4. Josh Denny's in P3 right now. Reds is right at the back of Jay Tyler, who's also got Jamie hunting them down. But Reds is right all the back of that Mercedes. Voids has got more pace through the middle sector, it seems, than Felix. So I have to wait and see what can happen in these next 2 laps. All could happen. Could all end good, all end bad. Who knows what happens? So now DRS will be enabled for Voyance yet again. He's not using ERS, being 5/10 down on Felix now. Felix is going to be wanting to push and get that car going, because if you think about it, Voyance catching up to back of him now, it's not looking good. Jamie with another 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Felix is still in this race, got 2 laps, 1 lap left after this. It's the penultimate lap of this race. As long as Felix can hold this on, that is his win, and I'm surely he'll be happy with that as well after that. But now 3/10 between the two. Really heating up in these final stages, but Reds is also 2/10 behind Jay Tyler, pushing him through turn 7 in fact. Jamie is catching up to the back of this and is watching on. Is Reds going to want to get a move done on this next lap, I imagine. Pushing Jay Tyler through turn 8 there. The Ferrari's getting slightly impatient, it seems. But we'll have to go on board with Voyance, who's about to come down the straight for the final time. I think this is going to be the final opportunity for Voyance to get Felix. Felix has got a good exit. Felix is going to be using up his ERS. Voyance using up his ERS. Think Felix is safe. Felix is safe. It's all going to be down to the middle sector and that second straight. Now sector 3 yellow flags. That is a Williams of James Stovey going slow. But now here we go. Rez using up all the ERS. Jay Tyler's got lost left either. Jamie's far behind. Rez has looked at James. Jay Tyler's moved on the braking slightly. But that is going to be Reds. Look at the move there, but no, it's still too far back. Sector 3 yellow flag. Tunetank has retired from the session on the final lap of the race. Oh dear. Now Dende's got past Riker into the points. Or go side by side into turn 2. That seems Riker's keeping the position there. We'll go back to front where it's mainly happening. Voyance is 4/10 behind Felix, using up the ERS there, but it seems that Felix has got this. I think Felix is safe. Into the final sector now, but Voyance could have him on the line. Who knows? As long as Voyance gets a good final sector, all could happen. It's very close to Felix. Can use his ERS. Felix is using up his ERS. Felix is in the amber zone now. DRS is now enabled for Voyance. It's going to be very close to the run to line, but Felix has got it. Voyance comes P2, Josh Tippy P3, Davey comes home in P4, Jimmy Allen will come home into P5, Jay Tyler will come home in P6, defending from Reds and Jamie, but that is missing. Reds' car even crashes after the line, but Riker comes home to take P10 as long as Dende doesn't get past. But here we go, Dende's going to come for it. On the line, can Dende get it? Who's going to get it? That was, 18 thousandths of a second. Oh, that was so oh, that was close. That was mega close between the two. CBI Black Phoenix will come home in P11 now. Sorry, P12. as Cito comes around the final corner. Oh, that was not a good line from Cito. But coming past towards the line now. P13 on the line. But Sticky's going to come around. Gonna come to line. Wiggling from side to side. And that is the race over. Well done, F11. Been some very, very good action. Jay Tyler with driver of the day, I will agree, had a very good drive from starting lower down in qualifying. But let's have a look at the podium and how it ended. Here we go. Felix getting another win of the season with points in P2 and P3 being Josh Sidney. But that was certainly a very, very good race. Ended very well. Let's run you through the grid. Felix wins the race. His 4th win this season. Points P2. P3 goes to Josh Sidney. P4 Davey. P5 Jimmy Allen. P6 Jay Tyler. P7 Rez. P8 Jamie. P9 James Dovey. P10 Riker. Close, but yet so far was Dende in P11 by 18 thousandths. P12 went to Black Phoenix. P13 went to Cito. P14 to Stiggy. And P15 to Ace Phelps. P16 to Harley. 17 to Warren Haig. P18 to Tunetank, who also DNF'd on the final lap. Aero Specialist and Staber also DNF'd. Been a very good race. Well done to all racers today. I'll catch you guys next week. See you later, and